Hey, I'm Doug. Welcome to Backcountry Pilgrim. I am standing in front of the hospital that I was born in nearly 50 years ago today. I've got about 2 more hours before I turn the big 5-0. I'm doing a special hike today to celebrate my 50th birthday, and so stick around and you can come along with me. So when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for my 50th birthday hike, I thought about doing some really big major hike, but I just didn't really have the time to do it right now, and I kind of wanted something that spoke a little bit more to the fact that I was turning 50, and I wanted something that was maybe a bit more nostalgic or meaningful to me and not like a first-time big hike. And it came to me pretty quick what I should do. When I was about 20 years old, I happened across this really cool creek and waterfall, and it got pretty serious pretty quick, and I thought, wow, this looks amazing, but I didn't really have the time to explore it. So I called up my cousin, my best friend, and said, hey man, we need to go check out this waterfall that I found. So we went out, and we spent, I think, a couple hours probably climbing this thing, and we basically just ran out of time before we could get to the top. And of course, at the time, I didn't even know if there was a top. So we headed back down, and on my 21st birthday, I finally made it to the top, and it was amazing. The falls at the top are like this big 20-25 foot sheet waterfall. Once you get up there, you absolutely know that you are on top, and it was just a really cool accomplishment. That was the first time I'd done something that big solo, and I came back a couple of times after that, but never really seriously tried to climb it again until I met my wife. Now, at the time, we weren't even engaged yet, and we ended up climbing it. She was amazing. My wife has some physical issues, pain issues and stuff that keep her from doing a lot of these kinds of activities with me, but every once in a while, she's down for a big adventure. By the time we got to the top, we were just dirty and scraped and bruised, and I was just so in love with her. Oh my gosh, if I had had the ring in my pocket that day, I would have asked her to marry me right there in the water. I am not going to say exactly where this is. It is a canyon above the American River up in Northern California, and you start at water level all the way down to the bottom of this canyon. And if the topographics are correct, it looks like the waterfall that I'm going up is about 1,000 feet. I'm gonna head on down there, and I'm gonna take you with me on one of the coolest hikes I've ever been on. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. So, not starting off well. The campground road is closed, which means I've got about 2.5 miles down to the bottom of the canyon that I'm gonna have to hike before I even start at the waterfall, and I get to come back up that as well. So, you know, when did an extra 5 miles and 1,000 feet of climbing ever stop me before, right? It is just after 10 o'clock in the morning, so this is actually a pretty late start. I was hoping to be climbing right about now, but instead I'm hiking down the road to the climb. Not sure how that's going to affect things, but it'll be a nice little warm-up, right? Well, this is it. I am now officially 50 years old. So yeah, I am 50, and I am out doing what I love doing. I am cruising down to one of my favorite hikes of all time. A little bummed about having to walk the entire road, but you know what? This is not a bad place to be. been 50 for 20 minutes now, and still walking down the road, but I'm getting pretty close. I don't know if you can see the road line up there, but the river is within striking distance. I'm guessing probably 15 minutes I should be at the bottom, and then I've got a bit of a walk to the beginning of the creek area. So I'm hoping to be climbing at about 11 o'clock. All right, two good pieces of news. Number one, it is 10:50, so I made it down here in about 40 minutes, including stopping for filming and stuff like that. And the other good news is, as you can see, water is flowing. So it looks like I will probably be starting at about 11 o'clock on the nose. Just came down that big hill up there, and I'm here. No barbecues, no fires, no fun of any kind, but make sure you pay your $10 to walk around outside. Is that water? It is. So here it is, for the first time in nearly 25 years, Doug's Waterfall. So weird, I actually remember this exact spot. Ah, there you are. So cool. Slippery as snot. I don't remember it being quite this aerobic. Oh yeah. Nice to get off that smooth rock. The places where it's often underwater are just slick as snot. So you got these great looking steps, then you get on them and they're like polished. Ah, look at this. Third step, way too big. Doesn't look like there's much to hang on to. Oh, that sucked. Okay. All right, I'm on the third section. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's been 40 minutes. Oh, I am already really tired. That was 100% climbing. I kind of forgot how steep it was. But now I'm in kind of this weird place where the falls kind of stop and it gives way to more like a creek. So overgrown. All right, so now what? Booney crash, nasty dirt rock climb, or sketchy mossy rock climb? Yeah. Oh. Woo. All right. Section 4. Calling this section 4, right above the creek. So that's a good example of a spot I do not want to have to down climb. A lot of the motivation for getting to the top of this thing is just not having to climb down. So we'll see about what happens in this next section. Okay, that back there was something I should not have done. It didn't look that bad from the bottom, but about halfway up I realized I was kind of in trouble. I made it out, going the route that I thought I would. Not something I should have done alone, but at that point it was more dangerous to try to get down than to go up. So it's about 12 o'clock, so I've been doing this for an hour, and I'm at the top of the 4th or 5th section, depending on how you count it. I'm going to consider the top of this waterfall section 6. Because that last climb was pretty substantial. Oh, you know what? I think I know where I am. That's the turn. So yeah, right up there, if you can kind of see that wall, this is where the canyon makes a hard left turn, and right above that, if I remember correctly, is a really cool rocky area. These rocks really wouldn't be so bad, except that when they get wet, this serpentine stuff is so slippery. I mean, you're basically just dependent completely on gravity and not friction. But yeah, I definitely remember this section. Check this out. right. Yeah. Oh, wow. So, not gonna climb up that. Not gonna get across there. So what I'm thinking is up to the diagonal, up through that crack, over and around. Oh yeah, all right. Excuse me, tree. Thank you, tree. All right, where am I? Well, as you can see, I made it I'm up on top of the rocks and I'm up into section, call it 7, I guess. There have been a lot more sketchy spots than I remember. I don't know, maybe I'm just a lot more leery than I used to be, but it's been fun. It's about 12:45. I'm guessing this is about halfway, but I am not sure. I'm accessing 25-year-old memories here. So I'm gonna change some batteries, send a text, and then get back to it. I'm okay. All right, well, remember when I said how slippery it was? So, I'm not sure entirely what happened here, but I was coming back down off of this, stepped down here, and I must have just stepped on something wet. Thought I was having enough clearance and I didn't. Everything checks out, nothing's broken. Looks like the camera's working. So I'm gonna chill a little bit. That was more scary than it was painful, but this place is legit. And I'm old now, so I am being careful. It was just one of those one slip kind of situations. It happens. So I'm gonna try to go up this way instead of over there. It's a little too slippery on that side, ironically. But I'm okay. Ooh, look at this. A little shaken up after that last fall there. Oh, that rock is just ready to go. I should let it go if I can find somewhere to stand safely. Sending rock. Nope, not yet. I want to be on top. There it is. Okay. Whew. Oh my gosh. You might be wondering about some of the debris that you see occasionally out here. This is a mining area. If you get up into those hills, you can actually find old mines. I've seen some. So there is some old mining equipment. Also, way up this creek is a developed area and also a trail area. So if anything falls on the ground, gets washed down into the creek, it ends up down here. All right, well, this whole area has just been a bear. I'm gonna chill here for a second. All right, so this is the top of the rocky section. I think I'm calling this section 8. And now I believe there's just gonna be a bunch of creek walking for a while until I get to the waterfall. I think I'm just gonna have to go straight up through the creek because I do not want to get poison oak. All right, here we go. No motor vehicles. Yeah, really, no kidding. It would be a good souvenir if you could read it better. Oh, yeah, that's cold. Have I lost all my grip? Not too bad. Thank you, moss, for being sticky. Dang. All right, not too bad of a place to stop. It is 1:40, and according to the GPS, I am just under 1,400 feet. Looks like I'm aiming for about 1850, 1875 to top out. So I'm getting pretty close, but I've got a while to go. This creek section is kind of dark, cool little creek section with a lot of little tiny waterfalls. Is a pretty big section. If I remember right, it kind of breaks out into another very tall valley, and at the top of that is the main waterfall that feeds this whole creek. And once you climb to the top of that, you are done with the climb. So I am pretty happy with my progress so far. This is more dangerous than I remembered. I would say upon reflection that this really should not be done solo unless you are a very confident climber. I am not. Honestly, I feel like God has gotten me to this point. There's been some sketchy places, and I did take a fall that could have been bad. It wasn't in an area that would have been bad, but it came out of nowhere. So although I'm not a rock climber, I've been doing this kind of stuff pretty much my whole life. This is, I would say, pretty much to the top edge of my ability, and it is past the point where it is safe for me to be doing. So I can pretty confidently say this will be the last time I climb this waterfall. At this point, it would be far more dangerous for me to try to down climb this thing than to just keep going. So I am gonna keep going. Okay, good. The camera still works after getting knocked off my head by all that. Tell you what, it is not all glamour out here. In fact, quite a bit of it is decidedly not glamorous, but ow! Soaking my hand in the water here, I just basically leaned against a rock covered in blackberry bushes and got about 3 or 4 good solid stab wounds all at the same time. It's time to sit down for a minute. I do remember that this is a long section. I have a feeling that I'm getting close to the end. I don't know, I can see rock up ahead, kind of through the trees there. That should be the last section before the sheet falls. It's a tiring hike. A lot of climbing, a lot of bushwhacking, creek walking, you name it, it's out here. Of course, that is part of what makes this hike so cool. So, feeling okay. So far the camera doesn't look like it's been damaged. I don't feel like I've been damaged. I do think I'm gonna be feeling that fall tomorrow. But if things don't get any worse, I should be good to get out of here. Look at this. It's like every turn up here has a cool new thing to look at. Just love it. Well, there it is. I can see my goal in sight. I gotta tell you, this has been rough. I've had a couple close calls that were quite scary. And just now, I thought I heard the sound of a plane overhead, but then it stopped, and then it started again, and then it stopped. It did that about 3 or 4 times. I don't know if I'm hearing a growl. I mean, there are mountain lions out here. Just, come on, man. I just want to climb this waterfall. So, I've been carrying around this rock. which makes climbing really easy. That's it. That's the top right there. So I am just praying for a good route, that there will be no predators here, and that I will be safe. Right now, I kind of just want to get up on top and check this one off the list. Too wet. Well, if I didn't have poison oak before, I've got it now. Oh man, this is really bad. I didn't even film that last section. It sucks so much. I'm just too tired to be doing this. And I am just in full bushwhacking mode. This hill is so freaking steep, and it's basically made of dry leaves. Thank God I found like 2 good handholds. Was able to get myself out of that situation. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what's gonna happen next. This is so freaking stupid. Oh, the rocks are loose. Oh, please be it. Okay. Okay, please God. Lord. There it is. I can't tell you how relieved I am right now. That was terrible. That was just not okay at all. If you're wondering why I'm going through all of this now, it's because I probably have poison oak over every inch of my body, and I gotta get a rinse. And while I'm out here splashing around, might as well see the top. And there it is. Ta-da! So I'm here, by the grace of God, top of my waterfall. The adrenaline is starting to wear off, but my gosh, this last part getting up here was just absolutely dreadful. I don't know what happened to the trail. The two times I climbed this before, I actually went up this way, which just, I don't even know how we did that. I should not have chosen such a rigorous climb where there's basically no turnaround point. You know, I remembered one scary part from before, and I don't know if I just went a different way this time or what. Maybe some ways looked open to me that didn't before because the water was flowing differently, but I just ended up in some different places. And you know, I would say there were 3 or 4 spots where I was literally praying, like promising God I wouldn't do this again. Yeah, too much. So I'm eating my steak, well earned. I'm trying to calm down a little bit, and then I'm going to walk this creek out and get back to my car. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was very special to me, also terrifying. I'm about to kick it on out of here. I will put some more of the hike out on the video, but for now I just want to say thank you for watching. I'm Doug, this is Backcountry Pilgrim. Take it easy. This is it. This creek is hiked. It is 4:08. Well, this is it. I may see you again someday, but I will not be climbing up that waterfall ever again. Maybe down the creek to the top. All right, let's see how to get out of here. Well, this isn't good. I am pretty sure I have never seen this before. Although if I came down this road, it looks old enough that I must have. I mean, is this the old road? In 20 years, has it become like this? How am I going to get out of here? Man, this trail has just been something today. All right, what happens if I go up here? So, back in my 20s, when you got to that bridge, you just took a left and walked out of here. I don't know what's going on with this. See that? That is my way out of here. Okay. All right. Recovered the phone that fell out of the pack. Gonna go up here on the hill where there's a little bit of signal and try to figure out how to get out of here. You know, it's one of those situations where I'm not lost because I know directionally where I need to go, but I can't mosh through this kind of junk. I mean, it's after 4 o'clock. It's gonna be dark. Now I have light with me because that's one of the 10 essentials. Of course, it's really about the only one that I brought, but I don't have time to bushwhack my way all the way back to the car. I mean, that could take 10 hours. All right, Gaia, do yo thing. So the GPS says that at least the old trail or the old road is about 1,000 feet this way. I'm thinking that maybe if these fallen trees and stuff are not as thick as they seem like they might be, maybe it would be worth it to just try to get through them. I want to get to the path as quickly as possible, and I know this used to work, so this is the way I'm going. Go Gaia. So far, this trail has done exactly what Gaia said it would, because this has been uphill the whole way. So I'm actually fairly confident that this is going to work, and I'm about done. What have we here? me back down the valley at the bottom of the canyon. And if I walk up here, down all the way to my car, oh boy. Hey, how are you? I'm pretty tired. And I am about 7.5 miles from my car. You know, I'm looking at like a solid 3 hours of like walking to get back to my car at this point. So I can handle the walk. It's not going to kill me, but you know, I mean, it's 5 o'clock. Why is Doug yellow blazing in the dark? Well, I'll tell you as soon as this car passes. This has been an absolute butt buster of a hike, climb. I mean, more than half of it was climbing, I think. And, you know, starting off with an extra couple 2.5 miles and a 1,000-foot drop. Hey, why not tack on 7 more miles? Luckily, I did hitch a ride in the back of a dude's truck, shaved about 3 miles off. So, you know, here I am wearing sunglasses and shorts, walking down the road in February. Happy birthday! But you know what? It feels good to be 50 and be able to knock this thing out. This is not something I think I could have even handled in my 20s. And I should be at the car in about 20 or 30 minutes. There it is, my car. Now, technically this place closes at sunset, so let's see if I have a ticket. Because this is California, and of course having your car parked in a dirt parking lot in the middle of nowhere is probably illegal. Praise be. All right, y'all. Peace out.